Thank you and welcome back. And now we're going to talk about that day, the day that set up the big change. Let's put it that way. So, Friday, I think I'd been at work for 2 hours, and I still remember everything from that day. Like the other days, it's like, I remember some things, but that day was just so special. So, I went back to the place where I got my treatment. She started treating me, and I can really feel a little bit like a gurgling happening in my tummy because it was really visceral for me, that memory is still visceral and somatics. But so I lay down. She did her whatever she was saying. I don't know, speak no Russian. Still didn't speak any Russian. Still didn't really know what she was doing, since I didn't have any training. I mean, I knew what my osteopath used to do with me because he would talk me through it. So she was treating me. My mother was waiting outside because my mother had driven me there, or we went together. Can't remember. And yeah. And then the lady, the healer from Kyrgyzstan, said, "Well, you're going to bring your mother in." And she said to me, and that's like the craziest thing I've ever heard. She said to me, "The Holy Spirit tells me you're supposed to take the lift off of your shoes." And there I am, and I'm like, what? The only thing I could say is like, the holy what? The holy who? You're supposed to take the lift off of your shoe. Take your shoes off. The Holy Spirit says you're not supposed to wear the lift anymore. And I'm like, oh my God. But I felt like already like I was put in a little bit of a trance. I'm like, okay. There was just no like, oh no, I'm not going to do it. I was just like, okay. I took my shoes off. I had to stand up. And a lot of people who have known about people with spinal issues, scoliosis, there are certain healers also in Switzerland, Germany, or in other places of the world. So she treated my spine, and afterwards I was just out of it. And I'm standing there, and of course my mother had to be brought in. I mean, now as a therapist myself, of course I know everything. My trauma was like prenatal, so the mother's supposed to come in because I grew inside her, and I was born with a leg issue. So my mother was in there, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I looked at my mother once I was done, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even have any shoes to wear, because each and every single pair of shoe that I had at home, or the one also that I was wearing, had a lift under it, because I could never wear a shoe. I would just fall over. I was so out of it. My mother didn't even know what happened. I think she gave me like 100 euros, and she's like, just go to the store and go and buy yourself some pair of shoes. And I'm like, oh my God. So I left. I got in my car. I was in a different state of mind. I was like, yeah, like that dream that I had, only the dream I didn't have about someone treating me. In the dream, I was just walking around without a lift. So I went to a shoe store. I got myself 3 pair of shoes. That was the first time in my life that I actually could buy a pair of shoe and wear a shoe right away without bringing it to the shoemaker, having a lift put under it, making sure there's no heel under it, and all these shenanigans. So I was free. I was freed of this big burden I had been carrying for so many years. I went home. I was just out of it. I didn't know what to make of it. And then all hell broke loose. We had like the biggest thunder and lightning storm happening. It was like a big clearing. That day was just a crazy day. So that was, how we say in Europe, the date 20/07/2007. So it's, if you look at the synchronicity, 2 + 7, 9, 2007, 9, 9 + 9 is 9. So it's like, it's completion. So now it's completion and a new beginning. So that was the big healing event, and it took me years, which I will talk about all these things I have studied, both manual osteopathic and other healing modalities, metaphysical things, just to understand what had happened to me. And yeah, those are the things I'm going to share with you in the future about all the healing modalities, the somatics, so the emotional, mental, the psycho-spiritual, and some other crazy things. But anyway, so thank you for listening.